Custer goes into camp 25 miles to the east of us at a place called Busby, Montana. He sends Crow and Arikara scouts on ahead up to a high point way out there on those Wolf Mountains, the far horizon, 13 miles from here. They get up to the Crow's Nest at 11 o'clock at night. In the meantime, Custer rouses his men from a sound sleep, and they force night march up to the base of those mountains, banging cups on their saddles as they follow one another in the dusty gloom. They go into camp at 2 o'clock in the morning, men and horses exhausted. At about 4:30 in the morning, when the eastern sun begins to come up and shed light across the valley, the scouts at the Crow's Nest look down and they see smoke rising from the teepees. It's a massive camp. They send word back to Custer. He gets up to the Crow's Nest at 8 o'clock in the morning. He looks down into the valley with a cheap spyglass, but he can't see a thing because all the breakfast campfires have turned the valley into Los Angeles. The scouts tell him, look for worms in the grass. On the morning of June 25th, there's 20,000 horses grazing. 20,000 worms in the grass. Custer cannot see them. The scouts have very different opinions as to what to do. Some of them say, attack, attack, the village will run. But others say, don't go down there. Don't go down there. Mitch Boyer says to Custer, you don't have enough bullets in your whole command to fight the Sioux. Bloody Knife, Custer's favorite scout in Arikara, says to him in sign, General, if you and I go down there today, we'll go home on a road we've never walked. Custer says, I think we can get through all of them in one day. Arrogant, vain, overconfident, a glory hunter. Well, folks, for years he's been judged by one battle. His last one. But he's been in over 100 battles. In the American Civil War, time after time after time, Custer charges into fortified Confederate positions, oftentimes outnumbered. He's had 11 horses shot right out from underneath him. No scars. Saber charges. Sometimes he's so far out ahead of his men, he's in Confederate territory all by himself. He doesn't lead men into a battle from on top of a hill, directing the maneuvers with binoculars. He's out in front. At Gettysburg, Custer has 1,000 Michigan cavalry soldiers. He slams into Jeb Stuart, Confederate cavalry officer, who has 6,000. At 30 miles an hour, they bash into one another, horses collide, flip upside down, and crush their riders. Custer's victorious, stops Jeb Stuart, and saves the Union rear. At Appomattox, Lee surrenders to Grant. Surrender documents are signed, ceremonies concluded. When it's all over with, Phil Sheridan picks up the table that the documents were signed on. Later presents it to Elizabeth Custer with these words, I don't know of anyone who's played a greater role in ending this tragic conflict than your gallant husband. That table is in the Smithsonian Institute today. Arrogant, vain, overconfident, aggressive, fearless, relentless. Didn't I just talk about someone like that? Crazy Horse and Custer, two warriors trapped in their own cultures, prisoners of their own times, in a fight on the back of that ridge.